Well, I think we all look great, and clearly I have put the most effort into this, in the 5 minutes after I got back.
I'm obsessed with the vision.
We don't have a name. We don't have a theme song. We don't have a name. We don't have a theme song. Welcome back to whatever this is, where myself, Anita, Wyrd, Robin, Unreliant, and sometimes a guest talk about the first season of King of Drag, the first ever reality competition show on television, at least, celebrating the art of drag for the kings. Who is this mystery guest we have with us, this horrifying spectre?
I am your mysterious guest, Ash Bestos. I'm a mother of two, father of three, and I live inside your walls.
Love it.
I'm very, very excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to chat with you. We've all worked with each other before, and it's a delight just to have a nice excuse to hang out and talk shit, basically.
It's nice to prove that drag performers can be friends.
Yes!
I don't know any of you.
Who are these people again? How much am I getting paid to be here? Nothing, you say.
Turn the camera off.
This is an on-theme look. We will discuss it later when we get to the runway category. Don't worry about it.
I was wearing my little top hat.
I love your little top hat.
Little prom top hat.
I didn't dress on theme. I just wanted to paint with a bit of red today.
And you
Theme
look
is
stunning
red
for it.
and wild.
I've run out of outfits last episode,
Yes!
and I'm just wearing things from around the house.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
This is me. I feel so seen.
3 drag outfits in rotation,
Yes.
and that's it.
And I have part of one of them because we did a show together. We did a show together, and Robin left their shirt backstage, so I had to message them being like, "So we've just got your shirt now. What do I do
You can have a
with
little
it?"
piece of me forever. You're welcome.
It's just a very, I'd rather have something slightly more sentimental if I'm honest, but,
Oh.
beggars can't be choosers.
My £3 vintage shirt is just for you.
Being a drag organizer and like a polyamorous person, we end up with so much of other people's stuff at our house. We just don't know whose it is. I've got Tom of Funland's fucking cycling jock at home right now. For those wondering, these two did the time and effort to get into actual drag. I just came back from the hospital because my partner just successfully had a vagina installed. So
Yes!
I've committed to this project, and I will turn up, even if I have 5 minutes to put an outfit together.
5 minutes in a dream. We'll.
Isn't that just drag, though?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I've put a thing together on, like, I think a day's notice before to help cover for something. I think I put things... no, you gave me a week when I covered someone. This was for a different thing. I covered on 1 day's notice, and I did Boob Ross. A Bob Ross version where I drew a beard on myself and decided I will never do that again. I was just trying it on and I hated it.
There is a fabulous drag king in Newcastle called Boob Ross.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Incredible.
So there's a universal experience there with the concept of Boob Ross.
Love that. Let's hear it for the boobs.
Where?
Yeah, please.
Where?
Gotta keep the girls away on a school night.
Speaking of school night, segue. I still got it, baby.
Nicely
Very
done.
good.
Nicely done.
Thanks. Thank you.
King of Drag, episode 4. We are back to school, baby. We're talking about pop quizzes. We're talking about prom. We're talking about cheerleading. I love how every episode of this series has such a consistent theme from beginning to finish, and it's just different every time. It's one of the things I find so joyful about this series in particular. Ash, we haven't had you on the program before. How have you been finding the series thus far?
I've been really enjoying it. I feel like the excitement on set is palpable when you're watching the episodes. Like, you can see that everyone involved is having a blast. They're all enjoying their time there. There's obviously, it is a pressure cooker environment, but it doesn't feel like it's pushed up to 12. It's like, enough for the Kings to feel the heat, as they should, but not enough to, to boil over. It seems like a really nice environment, and it's the excitement on set is definitely palpable to the viewer, and that is like a stage trick as old as time. If you're doing something that you love doing and you can put that across, it always transmits over to your viewer.
This is the thing we felt as well, is that the vibe is very humble. Like, Murray and the King's Court have always felt like you're trying to be here and we're in the same business and we can all end up on this chair. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
You're all great. Do what you can. And there's so much like buddying and people helping each other in the workroom. Honestly, it's a delight to see a show that's so infused with the joy of drag, of art, and the queer community, rather than everyone trying to get in each other's way and trip each other up. I feel like they've gone for a really good vibe that's made the show stand out as something different, and I adore it for that.
No, I mean, I can only say, like, I agree, like, we've, like said, like, multiple times that, like, the vibes is, like, it's just so nice and cozy, and it genuinely, like, reminds me of, like a backstage drag show, like, behind the scenes of just, like, how nice everyone is to everybody, and, like, it's like helping each other out with makeup tips and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just really nice all the way through. And then obviously at the end with like knighting and everybody, like, even the send off is like really nice.
Yes.
And like it's just the camaraderie of it all is lovely.
It's kind of similar. I don't know if either of you have watched Camp Wanakiki. So that's
No.
That's another drag competition that exists. It's all about it's obviously themed after like an American, summer camp. They have various different seasons, and it's all about having that campy can-do attitude, very high on comedy and camp and stuff like that. They cast widely, so they will do kings, things, monsters, and queens. And their send-off is quite similar in that sense, where it's very much like a celebration of the person who is exiting. They're leaving because they're just not the right fit for the next stage of the competition. It's, rather than it being a big, like emotional send-off kind of thing.
Yeah, I've definitely felt throughout this as well, no one has sucked, and even if anyone was having difficulties, I don't think any of the judges have made people feel like they sucked.
Yeah.
It's all been, you're all great, but some people brought it more this week, and there could only be one winner. That's just the state of things. And yeah, it's felt genuinely compassionate towards the people who've left the program.
Something that I really do also appreciate is even when a concept doesn't land, the judges are giving the contestants time, and they're showing it to us as well as the viewer, that they're asking what the concept is, and just to explain it a bit more and give them a bit more detail. And that's good to see, because sometimes a concept just doesn't land, and it's nice to see the judges being curious, and that we also get to see the judges being curious about that as well.
Yeah, that definitely happened last week with the episode of Horror, which was my favourite so far, absolutely. And this week as well with the themed prom outfits. Some people went for big swings, and not all of them hit, but the judges were here and wanting to know people's point of view. Shall we get into it then? In this opening, the Kings are reeling a little bit because we've just had a double elimination. We've said goodbye to both Fresher K and Alexander the Great. And that was a lot. It was sudden as hell getting a double elimination, but the series is really short. We're already past the halfway point. We're at episode 4. Like, there's only 2 more and we have to crown a winner, so people gotta go.
It's crazy that it's going to be over soon. I'm not over it.
I'm not ready!
I'm
loving this! Yeah, Reverie, renew, second season, please.
Yeah,
One
tomorrow.
more season. One more season. I mean, they're already putting out a survey. You might have seen if you've been watching along. They have the little sort of not ad breaks, but ad breaks to scan a little QR code and fill in the survey. I filled in the survey.
Yeah, I also was like, yeah, I absolutely love elf products. I will buy £700 of elf products if it means you do this again.
Not to sound like a massive shill, but I'm already a fan of elf, so.
Oh yeah, 90% of the bag is elf. So
They do your eyes, your lips, and your face, and I have all of those things.
True, actually, yeah. Upon closer observation, you do actually have all of those things.
I've never noticed that about either of you.
Crazy.
I try not to bring it up and make it about me, but I do indeed have lips. Since the operation, yeah.
Yeah, you just don't paint them on.
I had 5 minutes. I came back from a hospital. So yeah, the kings are reeling, but they get themselves ready for a new day. And what is the new day but pop quiz, hotshot? A really difficult, I felt, quiz about drag king history given by celebrity guest Moby Dick. I'm not aware of this king, but everyone seems very excited to see him. It's a difficulty about being British. Like, if a lot of people are big on the American scene, but this is the first drag king TV show, we're not going to know who they are until they walk onto it.
I will say, looks great for his age. Like, all the pictures of, like, here's me in the 2000s, like, having fun on stage, and I was like, you don't look a day over 20. Like, you look crazy.
Some queer people are elusive to age. They just think age is just something that can happen, but doesn't have to happen to them.
I am not in that category.
I'm crossing my fingers. I can hope. We could be optimistic.
Yeah.
I am also not in that category. I've aged from the inside out. My chronic issues have been keeping me indoors, which is good for the skin, but it's gonna catch the hell up. It's just the estrogen's a hell of a drug. What's my skin regimen? Estrogen and a lack of sunlight.
Oh, see, you know? You don't need to put on SPF if you just don't go outside. It's that simple. Save both money and skincare time.
This quiz I found impossible. I knew literally 0 answers. I could have maybe guessed that Murray ran for mayor of New York. I knew that Marty Gold Cummings ran for mayor of New York once, but is a drag queen, not a king. But that's all I got. Did anyone have much knowledge from this history test?
I mean, I got 2. Morpin, the lesbian, like the first white drag king. So like he used to basically like go into bars and stuff like that and fight men with swords over women and be like, you can you can go home with her if you beat me in a sword fight. And her longtime girlfriend got put into a nun's like what they called nunnery. And so she breaks into the nunnery, burns down the nunnery, and puts a fake body of a different nun in the bed so they think that she's died and they won't run away together. Oh, it's my favourite story ever.
I love that.
That's effing incredible! Yes! Wow.
Absolutely crazy.
Someone make that film. Jeez.
Yeah, someone made that film. I did not get any of them right. I was quite embarrassed about it. I was like, why are they all like acing this? I would have just gotten flat 0 and crashed right out. They were talking about this documentary, Venus Boys, and I was like, don't know this either. I know nothing. I was just very grateful that they shout out like a website at the end of it. Was it dragkinghistory.com?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they're shouting out a resource so I can start looking into stuff now. So I don't feel dumb anymore.
Like the questions were like, oh, you get 2 points if you guess like the exact date as well of the thing, and I was like, oh, there's no chance.
I know.
No.
Yeah. Like, good lord. But both teams they separated people into 2 teams, and both did really good. Like, It was very splitting hairs to get not just the right answer, but to get more details of the right answer.
Charles was Charles was the victor of the quiz.
Which, good for them. I love that Charles did get a win in there after being very good, again, for the whole season. But the whole season has been 3 episodes, and therefore, it's not much room to show you stuff, unfortunately. Hopefully, with the second season, they'll get some more budget and some more time. I would love that. But yay, Charles, Gale, and King won themselves a thing. Also, was it just me, or did the prize just keep going? Like, you've
Yeah,
won...
it was 10 minutes, we were like, alright.
Yeah, you've won a $150 voucher from blah blah blah. Ooh! And a Wawa from Wawa. Ooh! And also another $150 voucher from somewhere else. And it's like, what is happening now? What is this?
I mean, I guess, you know, they kind of deserve it in a way because, like, that was really hard. But also, I did feel like I was like, what am I watching? Where did all this come from?
Yeah.
Budget.
Where? Woo!
Yeah, who caught wind that you could, like, submit prizes to this late in the game after they'd been filming?
The winner of the first mini challenge of the season was an advantage for later.
And it wasn't an advantage because they didn't know each other.
Because they didn't know each other. So...
You know, pulling out the format. Honestly, maybe it's because they wanted to show that the stakes are getting higher now, and like victory is to be rewarded better, which is pretty cool.
I don't know.
If so,
I kind of disagree. I feel like the first episode was so high stakes because they literally had to put together everything in 90 minutes.
That was crazy.
This is very
entire
true.
beefy challenge was put together in 90 minutes from the first episode. I'm still reeling from that.
They're still in that workroom right now wearing that same outfit.
The person they eliminated in the first episode was simply eliminated because they didn't know their lip sync. For a song they wrote 90 minutes ago. I do appreciate them raising the stakes as they go along, but I feel like emotionally I'm still recovering from the first episode.
this is fair. Like we talked about this in our review for the first episode. They were in the same outfit from being let into the workroom to the weenie challenge to the beefy challenge to the elimination to talking about it the next day before they changed for the next rotation. And it's like, how many hours have they been in one outfit? How many makeup top-ups did we need to do today?
It was genuinely
Wild.
the longest day of their entire life.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I'm
I really
certain.
don't think like the rest of the filming has been as intense for them, I hope.
And then we get a nautical-themed prom mashup runway. I thought this was a really interesting approach because, like, just being prom, I don't want to say especially as drag kings, everyone would wear some level of tuxedo. But prom, I feel like, goes in a lot of directions by itself. Prom plus thing, I think was a really cool direction to bring it into where it would look unique to this particular runway. I don't know, what do y'all feel?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I have, I think, like 10 different sea-themed tattoos because I am obsessed with the sea. So when they were like, it's a nautical themed, I was like, this is the best day of my life.
So there's no bias going on here whatsoever.
No.
You're coming into this entirely neutral, and I'm really glad to see that.
Yeah, I would never be biased anyway. I think this, I really enjoyed this, like you said, like, I think with prom, it could lean into being a little too basic, so having this additional thing, and then also having the prom speech on top of it as well, and deciding where people were going to go with that, I think it lent itself really well with each other, yeah.
Yeah, and people really leaned in different directions as to how much they wanted to do prom, how much they wanted to do fish, how much they wanted to do whatever Poker was doing with a fish stick. Did you go to prom? Did you dress up for prom, Ash?
So I did go to prom. That was the first time I wore makeup, and the only time I wore makeup until I started doing drag.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like, it's probably one of the most insane random turns of my life. It's just being like, I have absolutely no interest in makeup whatsoever, no need for this, and then just being like, how about I just start doing drag? Which is why it's taken me so long to be able to even just get to this. So yeah, I did go to prom. Wore a short dress. I didn't wear like a long gown or anything. Can't say it was like, you know, like the best night of my life or anything. It was a night of my life that happened. It was crazy because obviously, like, as teenagers do, there was loads of after parties and people went to after parties. But I just went home when the prom finished. And it was like one of the most like, oh, maybe I'm not that weird after all moments where like we all saw each other again for like various exams after prom or whatever. And it turns out I would have been welcome at one of the after parties that happened. And I was like, wow, maybe I'm not as weird as I thought I was.
And then you started doing drag and became the weirdest among so many.
Well, you know, I just thought maybe I think it's time for us all to be worse. Why do we need to be the best versions of ourselves?
You're so right. You're actually so right.
I did not go to prom, or leavers ball, as it's often called here in the UK. I did get asked to by the head of year in secondary, a lovely lady, Mrs. Hayden, who really wanted to get 100% attendance for it. And I was there like, gotta level with you. I hate being in school. Everyone's mean to me, and I actually like doing academic stuff, and nobody wants me to do that. I don't want to hang out with these people on my own time. Why would I do that? I could play video games. Have you heard of Final Fantasy X? I'm obsessed with it. It's my entire personality. So, as an ode to that, I'm wearing towels and a face mask, being like, I'm at home. Don't worry about it. Prom? Who needs? Oh.
I like to think of like kids today having the exact same feeling, but going home and playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
I need to do that at some point.
If anyone's played that game, it's just like the kids these days version of Final Fantasy X.
What about you, Robin? Did you get up to much in the prom days?
I didn't. I also didn't go. So me and my best friend decided that we hated everyone in school, and so we were like, "Oh no, we're gonna sit it out." Even though all my other friends, like, we were all in one big group, and they all went, and I was like, "No, I'm not paying 40 quid and then however much for a dress to sit around people I don't like." And then my best friend at the time decided, like, 2 hours into us, like, watching a movie at home, being like, I think I actually want to go into, like, this, like, after parties. And I was like, no, you're ruining the vibe. You're ruining it.
You're selling out.
Yeah, exactly. Stay home. And we just stayed home and ate popcorn. So it was great.
That is interesting that nobody this episode touched on the concept of the anti-prom or the morpher. The people who stay home and organize their own, like, we're just going to hang out with friends and watch movies and eat popcorn. Which I think is a really valid alternate approach. Like, you want to have a celebration for finishing one of the worst times of your life. Adults like to say that it was your best, but no, high school is garbage. Your brain hasn't fully developed, and you have to hang out with people you don't like a lot. And also get graded on it. Madness. But none of the kings had that problem. They all had enough memory of high school that was positive to then do a prom look. Or they just were good at following the assignment.
I think it's also different because, like, you know, I feel like the cultural difference really comes through here. Like, I realise that we are British and, you know, all of the problems that come with that. But the thing is, like, British high schools and American high schools are entirely different things, right? It's like sort of the norm that in American high schools there's like so much going on, and you've got like after school, you know, extracurricular activities that are actually sort of funded by the school and stuff. You know, sports are a big part of the culture. Like, the culture is so different And there's so many elements within that you could draw on, and none of them did. But like it adds to a sort of like slightly more fleshed out and nuanced experience of an American high school that you can apply to this kind of prom challenge.
Yeah, I think people brought, yeah, not what I would have expected, but they brought their own interpretations. A lot of people leaned very nautical. Let's talk about.
Can I be real? Can I be
Yeah.
real for just a second here?
Yeah.
When they were explaining this challenge, right, versus you two, this is absolutely not a safe space for me, is it? I was like, this is too much and I hate this. How is this all gonna work? They were all talking through their concepts for the look in the man cave, and I was like, I hate this. I don't understand how it's all gonna play out. And when I watch along with drag competitions, I like to try and think about what I would do, because I think it's a great creative exercise if you're a performer, if you're watching any drag competition, to sort of go, okay, what would I do in this position? And I was just there like, I don't even know what I'd do. I don't get why this all links together. Why are they all taking to this challenge like a duck to water? It all worked out in the end, and what everyone presented was fabulous, but the journey for me getting there, I was like, I don't know.
I was gonna say they're like on two ends of the spectrum, but I just thought of Back to the Future when they do the under the sea dance. Like they had that was a theme. Like, so I was just like, in my brain I was like, oh, it's sort of a reference that are like leaning into, but it also could not be. I don't know.
No, I didn't
It
get
could
that, but that
be-
makes so much sense. I will point out, did you have that issue as well with the Dong Show, the second episode, where it was doing impersonation combined with a talent? Were you also like, where's this gonna go?
No, actually, because I prefer it, because I think it's a lot easier to approach. We all know that it is just Snatch Game. We're all aware that this is just Snatch Game, but because they're not being expected to do effectively a quick response to a stimuli, big word, it works a lot nicer because you can kind of see where this would land in reality, right? You can see these kings doing these performances out in the wild. So I didn't hate that as much because I saw it as a character number. It was effectively a character number.
Big D is in like not at all prom, just full old man. Captain AFAB, I believe the character was called, which is incredible. And had I mean, the outfit looked incredible, and they, upgraded the orthopedic shoes to gold wellies this time, so points for that.
Love.
And then we have a really incredible, fun speech that they put together as well. So, like, a thought character throughout. It was really, really good. It was just lacking the prom aspect, in my opinion, I guess.
Once again, I feel like Big D does really good at delivering a character and acting and joking through that character and being just really funny. The amount of seamen and fish and nautical related puns was so good. This was delicious to watch. I'd happily watch more of this character and them just messing around. Also, I totally got the idea that this salty seaman had been at whatever fictional high school this is for decades and had kept changing their major or not succeeding in an exam and just hadn't left. Because I've definitely found that at university. There are people who are there like, oh, why does that guy look older? Wow, puberty's weird. It's like, no, that guy's 50 and we don't know if he lives here or is even allowed to continue being here, but he's here and it's just happening. Don't worry about it. You'll leave before then, I'm sure.
I have to say Big D is probably like my favorite contestant. So any opinions I have will be extremely biased.
Go for it. Honestly, we've loved Big D this whole time, and I just
Love
feel
Big
like
D.
they should have won a thing by now. They're so good. Where is the win for Big D?
Big D can't get a win these days because of woke. I don't actually believe that. I am saying this now. I don't actually believe that. Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. I've got 2 cats to feed. I really like Big D. I really enjoyed this performance by Big D. I think, as I say, I'm probably quite biased. Not only is Big D my favourite performer of the season, but I feel like I really relate to Big D as somebody who would just approach every challenge as a comedy challenge and forcing my perspective onto it, whether it's wanted, needed, etc. or not. And I have previously been described as challenged in the look department, so I'm just I relate. You know what? I relate. And I have also found that sticking some rhinestones on stuff really helps. So, you know, me and Big D were just the same. But I really like this because I feel like it sort of bridged the 2 ideas really nicely while still being true to Big D's drag.
Fault them as much as you want for not doing a prom theme. It was very entertaining and fun, and it's Big D doing what they do best, and I don't want to see them go home on any episode, because every episode they bring something delightful. Another one of our favourites who has yet to win a challenge, Dick Von Dyke. I love Dick, Big or Von Dyke, and I want Dick Von Dyke to win something too. This was a bit more safe, I guess. I do love the concept. Vampire squid tuxedo. These are my vampire squids have 10 tentacles, and here are 9 of mine that I can show on TV. Excellent gag. I love the way they fully fell to the floor and pushed themselves backwards and squiggled and wiggled across the whole stage with tentacles on their hands and on their feet. Just fantastic, showcasing the garment. Absolutely adore that. And I felt that the speech was really fun. I can see them being safe in this episode, not top, just because there were so many good ones. And there's only going to be 2 tops at this point, it seems, so fair. But I'm glad that Dick Von Dyke is still here, because we love Dick Von Dyke. More wins for the mustache lesbian.
I can't really believe in that whole room that there is only 2 tops.
As stated, there's several lesbians, and I don't know if they would be topping the other people necessarily.
I can just believe in that whole room, you know, the royal court included, that there is only 2 tops in that room.
Dick Von Dyke's look, again, not to be biased, but I do have a vampire squid tattoo because it is my favourite animal in the entire world.
Show the clap! Show the clap!
Of course you do! Of course! Yes.
It's got little devil horns on it. And I've got a matching baby octopus that has a little wings and a little halo. So the little devil and angel.
Of course you do. Yeah, of course, yeah, no, sure. Sure. Of course you do.
Love this. I want to see you do the challenge.
And this episode was divined exclusively for you.
Yeah. I did. It felt like that. I would say, and if we want to be hyperfixation about it, the vampire squid has a really shiny underneath, which might have looked better for the entire suit. And I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't want to sound mean by saying it was somewhat on the simple side, or I think there was a little bit too much going on. But if there was something that was had fish line or something that connected them so they could move a little bit or something like that, I don't know, something like that just to elevate it just like the tiny bit more. But I did really enjoy it.
I would be inclined to agree, actually. I do feel like it was a really good performance overall. I agree with the placement of safe for this. But it really just needed something to give it that, like, you know, pow. Whether that be in the speech, whether that be in some kind of performance aspect of the garment. There needed to be something to make it, like, hit me in the face. I really just wanted somebody to just go as, like, a prom sea king. Like, I realise that's a really obvious interpretation of the prompts, but, like, I wanted it. I really wanted it. And I feel like this is probably the concept that would have translated the best to it.
That makes so much sense, actually, yeah. Is the Sea King not just a Pokemon, or do you just mean the Pokemon?
No, not the Pokemon. I mean, it's interesting because they do seem to have... Because sometimes these shows have a sort of interesting relationship with mentioning brands and stuff like that, and there have been references to external media quite liberally, so maybe that might have been possible. But no, just like a King of the Sea, like Poseidon type.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually, yes. When I googled Sea King, it turns out there's a type of helicopter called that. So it didn't help me figure out how to get exactly on your level.
Where I was going.
So many helicopters.
It's a helicopter,
sorry,
yeah, sure.
A King of the Sea.
That makes sense. Got a tattoo of it as well, I bet.
That was on my left arse cheek.
I'll get you one day.
It finally happened! Hello Bullfrog won a challenge!
Yeah! And rightfully so, in my opinion.
Again, there's so many underdogs in this show because everyone's so good, but we have been championing Hello Bullfrog to stop just missing a few times now, and I adore the character so much. I love that they went with something very personal in the speech. I love that they threw bribery buried treasure at the judges, saying they'd been selling counterfeit prom tickets behind the bleachers. And I love this boat made of hair in a shipwreck that goes into their head and comes out of their side. It's beautiful. Oh my god. Yeah. 10 out of 10, no notes. I talk too much and I want someone else to take the floor. But I'm so happy for you, Henlo!
I mean, I'm super happy. Like I said, we've been waiting for this moment of just almost there every single time. But this is like definitely the look that like pushed it over the edge. And although I'm in a group full of, I don't think it's a safe space for me to say this. This is what I said. This is what I was sort of looking for with like Big D of having the suit, but also having those aspects sort of like merge into it as well. I think it combined it perfectly. I think every aspect of it looked absolutely incredible. The speech was perfect, and yeah, it was just a great episode for Henlo.
And Henlo did quite well in the quiz as well, if I remember correctly. So, generally just a very good week to be called Henlo Frog. I'm just going to mostly echo what you've both said because I'm such a hater. I agree that the look was perfect. I did enjoy the speech. I'm a little bit 50-50 about how it ended. Like, I really want to like the joke, but I just feel like it took a little bit away, and it just felt a bit like a random insert. So it gave this sort of slightly unfocused overall effect. But still, I'm glad that they went for a sort of, you know, emotive and more personal route, and I really enjoyed that. Me saying don't do the joke. What's happening to me? But yeah, no, they very worthy winner of the episode, absolutely. I'm just being picky because I can be.
If you want to be picky,
I'm such a hater. I'm such a hater.
All right. You need one on a review panel. Don't worry about it.
You're the Simon Cowell.
Ew. Ew, David.
You know,
Ew.
the only reason I've got this beautiful waist of mine is from years of hoisting up my trousers too high.
Oh my god. This was the first bad week for our next competitor, King Molasses.
Right, this is going to sound horrible, and I'm actually not trying to be horrible here, but I have wanted to see King Molasses struggle. Now, that sounds awful. That does sound awful, but he's been doing so perfectly so far, and it was nice, humanizing to see him not quite get it. And I do agree with the judges, because, like, he always looks amazing. He always looks amazing. But I think when the theme is like this, where it's X but Y, you kind of need to smack the judges over the head with your concept. Not saying that the concept of Tom of Finland is inherently bad, absolutely not. But it's just smacking the judges over the head and just being like, this is my concept. Like, kink is absolutely a route you could have gone down. It's just, again, making it just crystal clear. So that there's no room for ambiguity. I do think keeping the ball gag in during the speech was a good individual joke that would have been a nice start off to the speech, but doing like 80% of it with the ball gag in really just sort of, you know, ruined the sentiment a bit. And especially with King Molasses revealing that this was, you know, one of their first times going topless on stage, that would have been a better perspective for the speech to take. I think going for a more personal approach on the speech, when you're aware that being in this particular outfit is so revealing and so, like, personal and has a personal effect for you, might have been a better way to go. It is fun seeing, like, Tom of Finland represented. I do think the look was great. It just didn't hit the theme right, and it just didn't fit what the judges were looking for.
Yeah, I especially feel that, unlike other challenges, the look didn't have to speak 100% for itself in this one, because you have a minute speech to explain any aspects of it you want to. And I feel like both Molasses and Charles Galen King, who we'll get to, had a look that could have done with some explanation to give the point of view. And Molasses had the point of view to give, which was that he actually gets to feel hot like this, and he never thought he was hot before. And first time going topless, and all of this is such a great viewpoint. But yeah, didn't spend the time doing that, spent it on the ball gag joke going way too long, and then didn't really get any speech going on. The outfit was entirely about the gag, if you'll forgive the words. But the gag wasn't gaggy enough, and then in the speech it was too gaggy.
I mean, I can only, like, echo what you two have said of, like, I just, like, and I know it's also a cost thing as well, so I don't want to say, like, oh, it should have done this instead, but, like, if it was, like, a full leather sort of, like, fishtail, like, mermaid tail or something like that, something that hit all the way to the floor, like, maybe getting away with it to a little bit better, but because it was just, like, little bits here and there of, like, oh, and this is also in a fish scale, it was, like, it's not really giving me the vibe that, you know, and yeah, I mean, I agree with the ball gag thing. Like, it just, like, definitely went on for a little too long. And then, like, we were sat on the couch and we were like, oh no, he's not going to do this the entire time, is he? Like, yeah.
I just want to draw up, like, a brief comparison. Because there is another character or sort of moment that we've had to have basically mostly subtitled in the series, which is Big D Sylvester Stallone. The difference with that is you can make out some of the words that Big D is saying. It all fits as part of the character and everything made sense, and you could make out enough sense for it to make sense within the challenge and still be funny. That was sort of complemented by its physicality and stuff like that, whilst in a speech setting where your words are really important, having a ball gag in and having the thing that you're relying on the most being suppressed is just gonna throw you off and throw an audience off.
Yeah, I totally get their bottom placement this week. I was a little gagged to see Molasses actually having to do the elimination challenge, but thinking about it afterwards, I was there like, I literally wouldn't put any two other people in here, to be honest. Like, everyone did at least good above the bottom two. And yeah, well, I think that King Molasses' outfit was excellent, and I love their concept. They didn't present it very well. And then you compare it to, like, Dick Van Dyke, who went ham on showing us the squiggliness of the tentacles and truly trying to sell the garment. It just makes sense that Dick Van Dyke placed higher with what maybe wasn't as finesse to look. Looks a little more crafty, some people are saying. But they really, really sold it, and their speech was fantastic. So, yeah, it just makes sense, yeah. And finally, the beautiful awkward boy. It's Percocet! I love this outfit.
Yeah.
I love this outfit a lot. This rainbow fish, kind of clowny, not taking itself too seriously, really fun tuxedo number. I love all of that. I agree with the judges that the tartar sauce thing was a bit random, and clearly was a bit difficult to get the fish finger out of the body. Sorry, fish sticks for Americans. But it was a cute thing for the speech aspect, I guess, going with a fun gag like that. But I love the outfit. The outfit I've got no qualms with whatsoever. Delicious.
Yeah, the outfit was gorgeous, and it reminded me of the Nintendo Wii fishing of like the big fish that you can get.
You know what? I hadn't thought about it, and you're actually so correct.
It's like it was genuine. It was perfect.
Percocet, if you are listening, if there's any universe where you're listening, make that into a number, because that is a number. That is a number.
Yes.
I would do that.
1,000%. That would be so good.
That's really,
but yeah, I
really
mean, I enjoyed it. I really loved the outfit, and I agree with the end, the fish stick bit. Just I didn't really make any sense because the outfit was good enough on its own.
I mostly agree. I love a rhinestoned prop. I'm in the process of rhinestoning a rubber chicken right now. It's literally sat next to me. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
So it's not done yet.
Oh.
So yeah, it's all like rhinestone on the back. I've sort of dispersed the rhinestones in certain places, so I've gone really dense in certain places and then dispersed them out, because the aim is to keep it a functioning rubber chicken.
marvelous.
Robin's had to mute, so I think I've won. This wasn't a competition, but I'm winning. But yeah, so I am an appreciator of rhinestoning things that don't need to be rhinestoned. Just for the viewers at home. I did actually like the little fish steak tartar sauce thing. As a reveal as part of the outfit, not it didn't really work. Just because the outfit didn't reveal into anything. Say if they'd revealed into some kind of reverse chaps situation, you know, where you're showing, I don't know how, reverse chaps probably isn't like the right way of describing it, but something where you've kind of got your legs out a bit and you can show off the genital area and make it into the dick joke that I believe it was meant to be. It could have landed. I do really like this outfit. I thought it was a safe speech overall. So I do agree with the judges. One thing I do think that could have just elevated it a little bit, you know what I would have loved? Is like a big fish fin on the head.
Ooh, yeah.
I feel like
That would
a
upset.
big fish fin on the head would have taken that, like, would have elevated that further and made it a contender for the top. For me.
I can see that, definitely. It's always lovely to have that extra detail in there. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, look, big and silly. You know, none of my outfits are particularly big, but I certainly love the silly.
And then finally, we are at the person we have lost this episode, Charles Galen King. I like the idea of this, the black spot, but okay. When they first came out, I was like, okay, I like this. And then it was about the black spot. I was like, oh, well, those spots should be big circles so that it's a bit more clear because we've seen it referenced a little bit in things like Pirates of the Caribbean or Muppet Treasure Island. But these don't read as spots. They read as, like, I don't know, you've got some oil spilt on you or something. And then I saw the enormous sign coming out of their head. And the sign just says the black spot. Like, this is so I didn't think they were going to get it, so I've added a really big sign so they'll get it. And then they still didn't get it. That...
And what's even worse for me is the judges literally turned around and said, you know, what is the black spot? We don't know what it is. And then didn't give like a concise, punchy answer as to it's the plague. The answer was a 3-word sentence. They kept in character, which I commend them for. But the answer should have been 3 words. It's the plague, and it might have helped to resolve things. If you take away the theme and you take away the sign, this is a gorgeous outfit, especially that wig, right? They look great. But in terms of the theme, the theme was like on the other side of their town, you know? Like, well, I'm on one side, I'm waiting for the bus. The bus is going to take me to the other side of town where the theme is. And the outfit and the minute speech was the vehicle that was going to get them there. I've extended this metaphor too long. And like the bus is broken down at the depot or something.
No, I totally get it because, like, yeah, the speech could have made the elements align better and said, like, being queer in school, yada yada, I felt like I was cursed. I felt like people avoided me. Like, one would someone with the plague, and that's what I'm going with. And yeah, honestly, the once you say the plague, which I didn't realize was what it meant, I just thought it was like you've been cursed out by another pirate. Because I don't know what it means, and so I'm joining the judges in not knowing what it means.
And even, I've been using the episode as a reference just to refer back to things instead of still images. And seeing them on the lineup, right? I've got this particular, I can send you literally a screenshot of it. I've got the lineup of the full contestants there. And the rest of them, you can immediately, whether they're high or low, at least get a vague sense of what the challenge was. And I think from that lineup, it's really easy to tell who the bottom two are, because you can't immediately get... Yeah, you might not get prom immediately, but you definitely get the nautical theme immediately. And the bottom two, you don't immediately get hit in the face with that.
Yeah.
Like, looking at Charles Galen King, yeah. He looks great in this, lineup that I've got. But it's just, I don't know... It was like I was saying earlier, sometimes, like, when you've got a theme, sometimes it's just easier and better to just smack people over the head with it. Be as transparent as possible.
And just saying the black spot doesn't carry the theme home. That's a motif. That is an image. Saying plagued might have worked better on the sign, but the sign was, I don't know, I don't want to say too bad a thing, but I don't think I could defend that sign in any capacity.
This is gonna, like, get me in trouble, but I genuinely think unless it's incredibly camp, all text should be banned from, like, from outfits on a runway. I hate it. I'm so sorry, but, like, the second he walked around the corner with the big sign, I was like, I can't do this.
So
No.
so did you also not like Pressure K's look last week either? Because I didn't like that cape. And then you also felt bad because you were like, oh, this has deep and significant meaning to Pressure K. But my god, I just don't like it. Yeah. No, I'm fully here with you.
Have you ever been to a show where a drag artist is holding up a sign or has text, and it's clearly important to the piece, but you can't tell what anything is? Yes! I've had it with people having signs that are too shiny, with fonts that is too funky, and you just can't tell what's happening or why it's meant to help. And it's just very distracting and confusing.
Drag artists only do that if you at a venue with a screen. If you have a venue with a screen where you know that your audience is going to be able to see whatever very important text it is very clearly, do not use an important sign. If it's just an extra little joke, a little sort of Wile E. Coyote-esque little sign saying help as he descends into a pit kind of vibe, if it's not like some kind of small joke, just only do it if there's a venue with a big screen where you know your audience is going to be hit in the face with it. Anyway, Pressure K, I really like this look from Pressure K. I like that it's full of pearls. I really like it. Yeah, and I think Pressure K would have really like cooked in a speech like this. I do think a minute is a little bit short. But yeah, no, I really like this. It's really nice. I was going to say, from what we can see, it's really good.
It's giving marching band, which is very high school. The pearls everywhere is excellent. This is a very different approach where it's not like we're all sea creatures. I really like it. I think it stands out in its simplicity, but the embellishment is so good. And if you want to hear Pressure K's speech, cough, cough, cough. Even though I'm new to drag, I deserve for the world to fall in love with me. Not because I've done this forever, but because I bring heart, hunger, and heat. I'm the captain of my own destiny, and I'm taking the drag game by storm. Every prom needs a king who knows how to make waves, and that's me, Pressure K! I think it's
You know
so
what?
sweet.
I'm surprised to hear that from you, Robin, because I thought you were going to hate this outfit purely on the basis that it doesn't represent a sea creature. Specifically a sea creature that you've got depicted on either of your arms.
No, I've got the sea captain right. I mean, it's gonna be an absolute bitch to put in a suitcase and, like, wear once without having to clean it. Holy hell.
Oh, it's so white, yeah, and the pearls have gotta be heavy, even if they're plastic. That's gotta weigh a lot.
Yeah, but like Pressure K carries that well. Like when like an outfit like that, I feel like Pressure K just sort of carries it quite well and sort of like makes the weight look like it's nothing. Because even though, you know, we didn't really like the cape last week, and like all of that sort of leatherette material that he was wearing last week, made it look effortless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd be
Pressure
sweating.
K's Pressure K's brand is also so strong. We were saying the other week that his rap star / college athlete, varsity, and like use of puffer jackets, it's all so consistent and in such a specific color palette as well. A lot of red, black, and white. It just works, and he knows what he's doing and he knows how to wield it. So yeah, I feel like Pressure K's Instagram is probably going to look really damn solid because he knows how to carry himself, like you say. Alexander the Great decided to go as a beta fish, or betta fish. I'm not sure how to say this. I think I've heard beta fish before. I'm not insulting him.
I think it is a beta fish.
I like this. I love the idea that he's going for how betta fish, the male is flamboyant and swooshy, and the female of the fish is very small and plain. So going for like masculine via flamboyance. Again, it's another thing that Alexander the Great really loves to do, is to be over the top, flamboyant and pretty. In a very, I'm a trans guy, but it doesn't have to mean I have to be masked kind of way. I really like that. I am curious as to what kind of speech they would have done as well to kind of explain that theme. Probably would have been a really nice minute in there.
I'm gonna be a hater. I'm choosing hatred again. I am like 80% on this. When Alexander is at his best is with really bright colours. And for me doesn't fully like marry what I think is so great about Alexander, which, as you mentioned, is, you know, masculinity can be anything, and the way that I'm choosing to represent masculinity is bright, beautiful, glittery, and colourful. And I wanted a little bit more from that. Maybe like a clownfish would have been like a fun way to go. But obviously, you know, drag is subjective. I do think this outfit is beautifully constructed, really, like, is a gorgeous outfit. It's just not what I wanted from this particular individual. Hater behaviour. I'm very sorry. I mean it with love. I really do mean it with love, because, as I say, this outfit fits gorgeously and the colours are beautiful. I just wanted something like bright and sparkly and gay.
I mean, I really like it. I mean, I like all, like, obviously all the flowy bits coming off, and I mean, I do like the colours, but I can like completely understand what you say. Like, it is a very dark sort of vibe for him. I don't know. I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't think that this would be like a top look for me. Like, it's like, it definitely has the prom vibe though. Yes. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely more safe than top. Yep. I have checked the Instagram again. I feel like this outfit would be at its best in movement and very flowy, and I can see a bunch of pictures but no videos. So, Alexander, if you did any videos of it, or if you didn't do any videos of it, can you make one? Stand in front of a fan!
I'll change my mind. I'll change my mind if you post a video. I'll change my mind.
Next up, we have Buck Wild's not showing chest. Hoo-ha! Versatility. Instead, being attacked by an octopus. It's not giving. It's not giving. It's crazy. It's not giving me prom, but I love it. This is so fun.
No, the prom is there. Like, the person being attacked is in a suit.
There's a suit, and they are carrying their shoes like you would
at
the end of a prom night.
I'm obsessed with this. Look,
I get it. Yeah,
I don't hate everything.
Yay!
I am capable of love. This is a revelation for me. No, I'm obsessed with this. This would have easily, from looks alone, easily been in the top for me. This is fun. This is stupid. This is, you know, a very 70s flavoured prom, with an octopus attack. And octopi are great. They're smart. Mm-hmm. Love that for them.
As having an octopus tattoo.
You know what? I'm just so glad that, you know, we've been able to set up this bit now.
Don't worry, I'm just fixated on the sea. There's every other episode, you'll be free from this.
Yeah, you're like, from here on out, you are tapped out. You are done. You're like, well, you know, you know, maybe I'll turn you on to Camp Wanakiki after this, and maybe you'll go, wow, you know, this is good, but it's just it'll never be that one episode of King of Drag.
Yeah.
All I'm
What are you
saying
saying?
is, you know, assuming, you know, fingers crossed for season 2, I'm thinking long term, book Wild for All Stars. Book Wild for All
Yes!
Stars.
Yes.
So
We're all out here being like, oh, season 2, think long term. What's the future goal? Book Wild on All Stars.
All-Star season 3 winner coming in.
Okay, and finally we have Tuna Melt, our precious sacrificial lamb to go home first, as guy on Tinder holding a fish. It's such a specific joke, and I kind of love just going with that.
I really like this look. I love man on Tinder holding a fish. Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. I want it to be slightly promier. And I realise I'm judging by different metrics here because I was like, Big D's fine. And I don't care that Big D didn't really touch the prom aspect of it all. Big D, yeah, I love Big D. But imagine if there was a bow tie on this. Imagine if like the shirt was buttoned up and there was a bow tie there, and that would have been the easiest way to combine the two elements in a really natural looking way.
Very good point.
No, I agree. I think that would have like pushed it over the edge.
Because this outfit is great. It's really detailed. Lots of stoning. Have you seen? It's quite an old meme by modern standards. But it's the guy looking in the mirror and he looks like he's got a suit on. But you can see the back.
That is the inspiration that they've put on their Instagram anyway.
Because his butt is out.
I got it.
Let me flip it around. Yeah, if
and you know what? You know what? Right? Tie it all together, right? Bow tie on the front, right? To bring in that prom aspect. Little bow tie underneath, just underneath the butt.
That would be so incredible.
And I know
That's
Tuna would
good.
probably like chew up the speech, so that could have easily been a top with just 2 minor adjustments.
Elimination challenge this week. I thought was a really good idea. Again, with theme, they give it 20 minutes to come up with a school cheer and then deliver it on the main stage live in front of the judges. Charles Galen King says that they have been a mascot for 3 years and that they feel very prepped for this. And they deliver a cheer that I feel is standard, that would absolutely work as a cheer for this fictional high school. And then King Molasses comes out and reinterprets the challenge as hip-hop, drops both of the palms, picks them up only to pose, and calls it peace out. I could not see this going better. That was fantastic, in my opinion. I would love to know people's thoughts.
I thought it was very controversial for King Molasses to interpret the challenge that way, because I certainly wouldn't have strayed that far off the path. I would have just been like, oh my god, I'm cheering, please don't eliminate me. I would have not done that, and taking the very essence of the challenge and just reinterpreting it through your own lens is exactly why he stayed. I do want to give a shout out to Charles though for doing a slightly more straight interpretation of it, because I feel like that's what like 90% of people probably would have done, and it was obviously done to a high standard because they know what they're talking about and they've got experience in this, but maybe that was the thing that sort of hindered a little bit, was sticking a bit too much and not so showing it. And I think that is something that is a slightly larger sort of plot line, if you want to call it that, for Charles Galen King, is just really sending it home as to who Charles Galen King is.
I mean, I disagree with you both.
What?
With both of us?
Ooh.
I
Dissent.
I didn't. didn't like what King Molasses did because it wasn't a cheer. And if they'd asked for a song, they would have said song, but they asked for a cheer, and Charles Scaly King did a cheer, and King Molasses didn't. It was good. I'm not saying it's not good, but like I personally wouldn't have kept my vote for King Molasses if I'd been on the judging panel. Like,
I mean, I think I was very surprised that the judges were unanimous. I'll agree with you in that aspect. I was very surprised that the judges were unanimous. And from that perspective, I'm thinking that the judges are taking it as part of a bigger picture. Because if you're going solely off what both of them presented, I absolutely agree. I do think the vote should have been more split. But I think part of the reason that King Molasses was saved was a sort of a background as to everything else that has happened across the series. If it was just this based purely off what we'd just seen, I think it would have been a way more controversial vote.
I can see that. Yeah, it's difficult when someone has clearly excelled so much up until this one bad day, and even then it was an attempt at something. It was a swing and a miss. They didn't phone it in at any point. They just did it. They took some risks, and one of them paid off, and one of them didn't. But I can definitely see the controversy of not doing a cheer, and definitely for not including the pom-poms mostly at all.
Yeah, I said, like, the second the pom-poms went on the floor, I was like, no, it's not even, like, you're not even attempting to look like you're trying to do it.
I would have loved a call and response if anyone had got the judges to, like, repeat a phrase back to them. I feel like that would have been a great moment for a cheer.
Or some spelling, everybody loves, like, cheer spelling.
I felt sad that Charles had to leave while looking like they just got out of Squid Game.
Oh.
They're in a full tracksuit with gangrenous teeth and a ridiculous wig, and I felt really bad.
It was kind of hard to watch the elimination, to be honest.
Yeah, I cried. I cried, like, that. The whole moment of, like, don't even worry about it, like, just stay here, like, hug, like, genuinely broke me. It was so, like, sad.
All these kings love each other so much, and it's really beautiful that they feel it when someone goes home.
I think it's quite different with kings, because I'm not saying queens can't have camaraderie. And that there isn't camaraderie on other, sort of competition drag shows. But I think it's different because they know that, kings are so overlooked and misunderstood that they've instantly got that connection of, like, nobody knows what we're on about anyway, so we've got to understand ourselves and each other and look after each other and have that community. And B, they know that they are leading and innovating this sort of genre of television and this genre of entertainment, and I think they're sort of aware that they need to set good practice. You'd have to be hyper aware that you're setting the best practice for the next future of drag kings and drag in general, right? And it's really good to see that sort of practice being modelled. I'm obviously super aware that all reality competition shows involving drag, I mean, in general, are super highly edited and stuff like that, but producers have made a deliberate choice to showcase the camaraderie, and it's good to see. Because I do think some people come into the drag world with an expectation that everybody's going to be, nasty and horrible and reading each other. And that is true to some extent, but I'm only nasty and horrible to the people that I know. Don't send hate. don't send hate to drag performers online. Become their friends and then hate them.
I guess just quick shout out to the judges, because every week we normally say who the guest judges are, and we're not skipping it because these judges are crap.
That is in part on Revery's fault, right? I think this week we did not acknowledge how cool our guest judges were this week because of the introductions that they were gave, because they were themed to the week, which is fine. But like the Jackie Beat was there. And you're just gonna be like, Jackie Beat, and it's just like, yeah, Jackie Beat, teacher, I guess.
Like, Carmen Carrera, they made a nice song and dance about Carmen Carrera, trans icon, kind of in the Drag Race shit list, and there's a whole thread of madness. You can go down for that one if you want to, but I'm not going to go there. We do not have that much time. But Carmen Carrera there looking beautiful and wonderful. Love it. Jackie B deserves more fucking screen time because they're not on Drag Race. Like, they are an icon.
Jackie
they are a beat comic. They have this beat poets look about them, but they are a funny person. And for
right,
sure,
this is absolutely no shade to Carmen Carrera, but because Jackie B is more in the lane of what I do as a drag performer, I would be gagged out of my mind. You know when sometimes on Drag Race, like, the girls are screaming and running around and be like, oh my god, a certain guest judges there? That would be me for Jackie B and for Landon Cider last week. I'm very grateful to waste both of your time.
A delight.
I had so much fun. This is so much fun.
I love the show and I love talking shit about the show. Like, more seasons, please.
More seasons, like and I want international kings. I want some British kings on this show because
get me on.
British kings are amazing.
I do bad drag, so they may never have me, but I would sell my soul to go on.
All Stars 3 winner. Sitting right here.
You're sitting right with them. I'll sign autographs after the show.
Thanks for watching, guys. Go screw yourselves, I guess. Anita Wyrd 2025.